All right, now we're going to look at what are called work features. They are special construction features. They help you to position things and to define new features. They are parametrically attached to the model that you're working on. And there's three types of them. There are work axes, work points, and work planes. And first off, we're going to talk about work axes. So I'm going to go on to the next slide here. So to create a work axis, they work like a construction line. That's a purpose that you can use them for. They can work for what's called the revolve command as the axis of rotation. They can work in what are called polar arrays as the axis of rotation. You can use them to create additional work features. They can be something you can constrain in assembly drawings also. They extend beyond the part. And on the right hand side of this picture, the slide, you're going to see some of the different choices that you have for creating work axes. So let's go on with this here. This chart might be something that you want to refer back to at some point in time. It talks about how to create work axes, the different types, and then the process of actually using these. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to download the exercise 4-4 part file. And we're going to follow the instructions in the book on pages 150 to 152 to create this work axis. Work points is next. Okay, so here we go. Back to Inventor. All right, so we are going to work on creating this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a sketch on this angled surface right here. So I'm going to start a sketch. I'm going to come out and I'm just going to click on the sketch, and it should spin around and come to so you can see this the surface facing directly on to it. They call that being normal to. So this is normal to the plane. Now we're going to click in here on the point command, and I'm just going to take this point and put it here in the middle of the surface. I'm not going to. I'm just going to put it on the part here. Now I'm going to use my constraints. So I'm going to use the vertical constraint. I'm going to click on the plane. And I'm going to go up to the middle of this line up here, and I'm going to click that, and you'll see my point work point snapped into line with it. Now I'm going to do a horizontal between the point, and let's see, I should be able to find the middle of this line right here. Might have to do something else here. I'm going to use project geometry. Okay, now we'll try the horizontal between here and that right there. So now I've got my work point on my surface exactly where I want it. Okay, now I'm going to finish my sketch, and I am going to go on our 3D modeling page here, and I'm going to go to axis, and I'll click the down arrow next to, and I'm going to choose normal to plane through point. So I click on that command, and then I go to the point and I select it, and then I'm going to select the face, the angled face, right down on the command line, it tells me what I should be doing. And now I have that axis running through the angled plane normal to it, which means in this instance means looking at or going, it's at a 90-degree angle to it. Back to the home screen here. Okay, now we're going to do a couple more of these work axes, and we're going to put a work axis through the center of this arc right here. And there's a couple different ways to do that. I can select my work axes, and I'm going to find one that says through the center of a circular or elliptical edge, and I'll click on that. And now I will just come out and click on that curved edge. And when I look at this, I have my work axis going through the center of that part. I'm going to undo this one, and I'm going to go back to my choices here, and I'm going to choose through a revolved face or feature in this case. So this was an edge here, but that is a face. And when I click on that, my work axis is created. So there are multiple different kinds of work axes to use. You can do through 2 points. If you wanted to do that, you can do whatever's on this list.